Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about this social ecological framework model that I have created for the loss of the wetlands in the Great Lakes and their habitat destruction. Now to start off, I'm going to start with the left side, which is the human and anthropogenic side. And the biggest factors that I believed were of the most importance were pollution, urban development, vegetation removal, and overpopulation. Now with pollution, you have examples like cars, industrial buildings, factories, construction, machinery, all of those giving off all kinds of stuff in pollution. Now you have urban development, which includes the coastal developments, and with those comes this runoff from the water or the sand, the soils, all of that. You have sewage and trash. You have excess nutrients getting deposited into the wetlands that cause problems. And you have the housing developments, which remove all kinds of wetlands to create all of these, beautiful coastal properties that people enjoy, but unfortunately at a big cost. Now you have vegetation removal. So when you remove vegetation, you are hurting the ecosystem because you could be removing a keystone species. And then you have overpopulation, which is overcrowding, food insecurity that requires more increased demand on all of this in all of this area. Now for the right side, on the ecological side, we have climate, we have soil, we have vegetation preservation, and then we have water flow. So climate, we have the warming climates, we have rising sea levels, storms, natural disasters that all kind of affect these wetlands. And then you have the soil, which is very important to the loss of the wetlands, which is if the chemical structure of the soil changes, then it could actually affect all kinds of plants and animals. Now you have vegetation preservation, which can actually link to vegetation removal because a lot of plants and animals try to preserve this vegetation. And the problem with this preservation is you can have overgrown swamps, which include the loss of native species if this overgrown swamps includes the loss of photosynthesis possibilities. And lastly, you have the water flow, which is the spillage, precipitation levels, water movement, and upslope drainage areas. Now, if you look at all of these arrows, they're all kind of pointing everywhere because they're all connected in some way. You have vegetation removal, which kind of affects vegetation preservation, so they kind of balance each other out. You have pollution, you have urban development, and then you have overpopulation. Both of those coincide with the water flow, soil, and climate. And removal of all of this stuff can actually hurt the ecosystem, hurt the climate. And all of this interconnectedness actually just kind of all impacts the loss of the wetlands. So we need to take our part. If we can take our part and put it to a more sustainable level, then the loss of the wetlands will actually be able to, slow down. And hopefully this presentation will actually help people understand a little bit about the loss of the wetlands and how it's kind of all interconnected and how we, as a human species, need to do more. Thank you.